Well, hello everyone. Good morning. This is Jeff Hooks, and I want to welcome you to our V&I Quick Start training call for this Saturday, September 22nd. Can't believe it's September 22nd, last week of the month. So this is an important call. We want to make sure that we equip and empower you and your team to reach your goals for September. We've still got a little over a full week, and we want to help you finish strong. That's what today's call is about. So I want to welcome you. If you're brand new, this call we do live, this event we do live every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's designed to accomplish a couple of things. First of all, for those of you that are brand new partners, brand new members of the V&I family, perhaps you just got started, just got positioned with your business here in the last week. In some cases, I know a couple of you that are on the call, you placed your initial product order and began your V&I journey of building and growing your business, spreading this mission of wellness literally in the last 24 hours. So this event is for you. What we want to do and what we do every single Saturday is teach you and your brand new people, your brand new team members, some of the key fundamentals to help you get off to a profitable start fast with your business. Now, when I say fast, even on a part-time basis, that means we want you to have a profitable business quickly. Okay, so whatever product you're enjoying, that you're being blessed by with the amazing V&I. I mean, let's face it, folks. I want to do this spur of the moment. Let me change my camera. These are the stars. These are the stars of the V&I show. And but these stars, our amazing science-based products, don't have legs. These stars need you and me to share them with people. They need you and me to invite somebody to taste a Protivite, and they need us to share the videos. They need us to invite people to learn about V&I, and that's what this business is all about. The business is all about expanding our mission, the mission statement that we have, that our founder and CEO, Mr. Bill Downs, Bill and Kim, our founders, their vision of helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance. And we're talking physical health with these products, financial health with our business. That's what we're all about. And so today's event, the event we do live every Saturday, is to help the newest members of the team get through the learning curve quickly and get profitable quickly. So literally, even on a part-time basis, you can have a profitable business within your first 30 to 45 days if you're going real slow. And that's okay. The beautiful thing about this business model is you set the pace. You're the CEO of your own business. And so what we want to do is equip and empower you with some of the key fundamentals that'll help you get profitable and get off to a great start. Here's the beautiful thing about it, folks. It's paint by the numbers. Now, what do we mean by that? If you're taking notes, I hope if you're brand new, write that down. My V&I business is paint by the numbers. And what we mean by that is you don't have to figure this out. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. We've got a proven business building system. And if you've been around the last couple of weeks, if you plugged into last Tuesday's monthly corporate leadership call, if you plugged into and you heard the amazing training from Ken Nasmith, if you're plugging into the Thursday night at 9 o'clock Zoom product and business overview presentations, you're going to learn how to talk about these products. You're going to learn how to share the referral model where you can get thank you checks from the company by just inviting people to learn and experience these products. You're going to learn from it, and that's the whole purpose of today, is if you'll plug into our system, you're going to learn the fundamentals. You're going to learn the key basics that you need to get off to a profitable start. Now, in addition to that, we've got some of the top leaders and emerging leaders that are listening live and via recording every week to our Saturday Quick Start trainings. And so if you're brand new, you might say to yourself, all right, why do V&I's top leaders plug into this if it's a quick start training designed for helping new people launch their business successfully? Well, because our leaders recognize the importance of staying plugged in. Our leaders recognize the importance of learning from each other. See, what we do with these events is we have top leaders and emerging leaders across the U.S. and Canada. We got a special guest speaker next Saturday, who's leading our expansion through Canada. And he's going to be teaching what he's doing to build and grow his business. So we're going to learn from each other. And that's the beautiful thing. So got a couple of key tips that we want to touch on every single week before I introduce our featured speaker that you can see on the screen there probably, Mr. Dave Stoltzfus. It's so important to stay plugged in. So that's the kind of tip number one for you if you're taking notes, particularly if you're brand new, but really for all of us. Stay plugged in with your V&I business. You know, Victory Nutrition International is an amazing company. Been in business almost 5 years. We're literally the best kept secret in wellness. 40 published peer-reviewed clinicals on our amazing finished products, unheard of in this industry. Amazing products, amazing brand. But folks, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. There's going to be an announcement before the end of next week, about the end of next week, that we're going to make it so much easier for your business to grow. And I'll just leave it with that little teaser. But stay tuned for some details about midweek, and then we're going to be rolling something out the end of the week that you're going to be very, very, very excited about. So stay plugged in. So what do we mean by that? We mean don't isolate. Don't isolate yourself. Don't be what I call the Lone Ranger. This business is a team sport, and you want to stay plugged in. You want to stay plugged in. Stay plugged in to the calls, like our monthly corporate leadership call this past Tuesday night. Stay plugged into the quick start trainings, just like today, and just like you're doing. Stay plugged in. Stay plugged into your upline success coaches. If they're doing calls, which they do, if they're doing trainings, if they're doing meetings, have conversations with them. Get some coaching, get some individual coaching as you're out sharing these products and building your business. Stay plugged into your back office. If you're on social media, you know, get plugged in with us on Facebook. And if you're on Twitter, which I'm not, but Twitter, Pinterest, all the major Facebook channels, our marketing team, we've got some amazing content. And all you do is just follow us. And you're going to be plugged into a lot of the announcements, a lot of things that are going on. There's so many resources that are already in place, and with so many amazing resources to come. Now, here's the key. This is a simple model. But by staying plugged in, you realize that, yes, you're in business for yourself. And this is an overused statement, but it's so true in our case. But you're not in business by yourself. You have a team of resources, a team of individuals who have a vested interest in helping you win, who have a vested interest in helping you succeed and reach your goals with Victory Nutrition International. So number one, stay plugged in. Now that's, if you're brand new, you're plugged in today. Keep it up. If you're an existing leader or emerging leader, let's go a little bit deeper for just a minute. What do we mean by stay plugged in? All right, so here's a question for you. And this is not for our new partners. This is for some of our leaders and emerging leaders that have been around and have a lot of great things happening. Or maybe you're just hitting the reset button yourself. And maybe you've enjoyed these products for a while. Maybe you built a business, but you've been in retirement mode for a while and you're re-engaging. And that's beautiful. This quick start training call will help you. But you can hit the refresh button anytime. You can hit the reset button anytime. And take your business to the next level. So Dave and I hope on behalf of the entire V&I family that today is that catalyst for you, that you hit the reset button. You say, you know what? I love V&I. I love the products, but I've kind of been dabbling with this thing. I think I'm going to shift gears. I think I'm going to shift gears and take this thing to another level. And we want you to do that. We'll applaud you and encourage you and inspire you and work with you and support you every step of the way. So when we say stay plugged in for the leaders and the emerging leaders that have been a part of the family for a while, think about this. Did you plug into, like, for example, last Tuesday night, the monthly corporate leadership call? We talk about staying plugged in. Okay, staying plugged in first begins with leading by example. So if we want our team to plug in, we've got to plug in. So first question to anyone, rhetorical question, obviously, because we can't see each other, which is great. And this isn't a beat up question. It's not taking a rubber club and beating ourselves over the head, but it is an accountability question. Okay, did you plug into the Tuesday night monthly corporate leadership call live or via the recording? Did you plug into every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern in this meeting room? We're doing a live product and business overview that we had the biggest attendance that we've had so far this past Thursday night. And Ken Nasmith's delivered an amazing message. And Cynthia Sauer delivered an amazing message. So were you plugged into that? Okay, I hope the answer is yes. If not, plug in this upcoming week to Thursday's Zoom and make sure you have guests. Now, here's the second question for the existing team. Powerful question. How many people on your team were plugged in? That's the key. See, think about this. Leadership is about setting the pace. Leadership is about doing what we want our people to do. But leadership's also influence. So we want to lead by example, but then we want to encourage, influence, and inspire our team to do the things they need to do to succeed and reach their goals. So staying plugged in is leading by example, but from a leadership standpoint, it's getting beyond the art, beyond the science of just sending an email saying, plug into the events this week, or a text, which you're fine. There's a difference between announcing an upcoming event and building towards that upcoming event. This is a key leadership principle. There's a difference. Announcements are great. They're important. That's kind of the price of admission, right? The company does that. We send out communications on all of the events and the calls as reminders, et cetera. That's important. And you can take, and a lot of our top leaders take those and then forward them back out to the team with your own comments. That's beautiful. But leadership also is an art. It's not just what we do, it's how we do it. And so it's making those extra couple of calls. If you got a couple brand new members of the team from the last few days, pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, listen, just wanted to make sure we got a spot reserved for you at the Quick Start training on Saturday. I'm going to be there. I hope you can be there. It's going to be important. It's going to really help you get off to a fast start and get through that learning curve quickly. So staying plugged in, like all success principles, very simple, from an intellectual standpoint. But there's depth into the importance of these principles to your business. So lead by example, just like you're doing today. Stay plugged in, but also recognize that we want your team to get plugged in to the degree that you can have more and more of your organization plugged into these events on a weekly basis, especially with guests Thursday night. Your business is going to grow exponentially. So number one, stay plugged in. Number two, consistency. Do something positive every day to build and grow your business. It might be inviting somebody to taste a Protovite moment. Invite somebody to taste the product, share some information, plug them into the Thursday night Zoom. Invite somebody to taste the Protovite, share some information, put them on a call with your upline success coach, a 3-way call. But there's it might be a follow-up. Maybe you shared n-sorb with one of your contacts yesterday, and you want to follow up today. Maybe forward them an extra video. Put them on the phone with one of your upline success coaches so they can answer questions. So so do just that consistency, doing a little bit every day. Do something positive every day. Plug it into this Quick Start training. That's something positive every day. The compounding effect of doing the basics, doing them often, and doing them well is absolutely beyond comprehension what can happen literally in 30 to 60 and 90 days with your business. If you're consistent, if you lead by example, and again, you teach and train your team to do the exact same thing. Powerful, powerful principle. So stay plugged in, which is exactly what you're doing. Keep it up. Influence and support and encourage your team to do the exact same thing. And then do something positive every day to build and grow your business. And folks, you're gonna be on track. Now, we've got 5 ingredients to success that I'm going to cover real quickly, quicker than I normally do, before we introduce our featured trainer for today. 5 ingredients to success. Like any recipe, you got to have the right ingredients, or you're not going to have the desired result. I think we can all agree on that. And I'm not a cook. I can make a mean omelet, but that's about it. So think about this. If you don't have the right ingredients, you can do everything else perfectly, but you're not going to have the end product is not going to be tasty. How about that? I'll stick with the metaphor. All right. So the idea is you got to have the right ingredients. With your V&I business, there are really 5 key ingredients that you need to bring to the table in order to position yourself properly with your goals, whatever your goals might be with your V&I business, okay? There's 5 key ingredients. Number 1, first ingredient to success is you got to have desire. You got to have desire to get from point A, where you are right now, to point B, where you want to go. And that's been an interesting observation for me over the years, over the decades, candidly, in business, but especially in this model. If someone's comfortable, they just are really comfortable with every aspect of their life, which is rare. God bless them. That's good. I'm not talking about being happy, an inner happiness and joy. But I mean, they're comfortable. They would, let's face it, there are some people that would rather watch 4 or 5 hours of TV every night after work, 6-7 days a week. And God bless those people. They absolutely need our product, and they would make great customers. Okay, particularly if they're leading that kind of a sedentary lifestyle. But they're probably not going to engage and build a business. So what you and I need to recognize is we have to personally, lead by example, have the desire for something more. So what is it you want out of your Victory Nutrition business? Is it do you want to create some cash flow? Are you mission driven like all of our team to share these products, get this message of health, hope, and abundance out into a world that needs it, so that you can create a cash flow to pay off credit card debt? Maybe it's children's education. Maybe it's to augment or supplement your retirement. Maybe it's because you want to scale this thing, your business, over the next couple, 2-3 years and be a full-time entrepreneur where you work when you want, with the people you want, where you want, et cetera. Maybe it's you want to get your spouse home from a part-time job or a full-time job. Whatever it is, you got to have that desire to get from point A, where you are, to point B, where you want to go. And then what you need to do is have clarity on your point B, your personal point B. Why are you building your V&I business? What is it that you want out of it? And be bullish on not letting anyone steal that dream. Hang on to that. So number one, first ingredient to success is desire. Okay? Desire for something more. We're not talking greed. We're talking a desire that will bless your family, your friends, your loved ones, your life, enrich your life. That's what we've said this before. One of the things that makes Victory Nutrition International different as a culture of what we're doing is we're mission driven. And our products are science based. They are not like nothing else in the marketplace. It's a crowded market. A lot of companies talking about their science, but when you say, "Show me your clinicals," the talking stops. The talking stops. And we have vniscience.com. People say, "Well, show us your science." Hey, would love to. You want to do some reading over the weekend? And I say this with love and respect. Go to vniscience.com and let's talk Monday if you want to talk science. So that scientific substantiation is one of the keys. I mean, these are real products, real intellectual property that are absolutely impacting people's health. And folks, we don't make health claims. We don't have to. We're not supposed to, we don't want to, and we don't have to. The bottom line is, you put it, again, I've shared this before and I love it. Bill Downs shared this with me. He said, "Jeff," he said, "we as a society, all of us, you and me, we have Maserati brains and Maserati bodies. And yet we're feeding our Maserati brains and our Maserati bodies lawnmower fuel and expecting them to perform. And then we're scratching our head saying, what's wrong? Why don't I feel well? Why do I not have energy? Why do I always have a cold? Why do I have digestive issues? Whatever the challenge is. Why am I not sleeping at night? Why am I staying, 8 hours in bed, but I'm waking up and I'm tired right out of the gate? Well, because we're feeding our body lawnmower fuel, processed food, packaged food, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The V&I products restore our body's ability to use water and oxygen to make energy, maintain energy, and eliminate waste. That's metabolism. At the end of the day, what does that mean? What it means is our products give the body high performance fuel. So we're giving our Maserati brains and our Maserati bodies high performance fuel, and our bodies love it. Our bodies respond. We're just basically equipping our bodies with the nutrients and at a cellular level so that they can do what they were meant to do, what God created them to do. And that's the power of this message. So we've got to have clarity. You've got to have clarity. Back to that desire. What is your point B? And don't let anyone, don't look left, don't look right, focus, don't let anyone steal your dream. Don't let anyone, flash shiny, bright objects and tell you the grass is greener, or this is easier, or this is faster, or you can win the lottery over here. Stay focused on your mission, do the basics, do them often, do them well, and you'll be amazed at the results. So number one, you got to have a desire. Number two, persistence. I'm going to go through these next four real quick. There's a learning curve in this business just like anything else. The only way to fail is to quit. A lot of people think success and failure are opposites of the same coin, opposite sides of the same coin. They're not. Success lies on the other side of failure. And the bridge that takes you there is persistence. Anybody that's ever done anything, men and women throughout history that have accomplished anything meaningful, raising a family, launching a business, starting a church, starting a charity or nonprofit, anything, you name it, building a house, raising a family, on and on and on, music, creating art, anything, there's persistence. And folks, quitting's easy. And so you just got to stay focused on your point B. Where is it? Why are you building your V&I business? What do you want out of it? And don't let anyone steal your dream. So desire is the first ingredient to success. Desire to get from where you are to where you want to go. Persistence is the second. There's a learning curve in this business. The only way to fail is to quit. The third, folks, is be coachable. Okay, learn from those who have done what you want to do. This individual that I'm going to be introducing in just a couple of minutes is an executive director with V&I, and his business is growing. So it's not theory he's teaching. This is what he's doing with his team, and his team is growing. So be coachable. Recognize, have the humility and the wisdom to recognize that the wheel, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, the wheel's been created. We got the wheel. We're going to just teach you how to roll it, okay? So again, paint by the numbers, very predictable model. If you're taking notes, this business model is predictable if you're coachable, okay? We know what works, we know what doesn't work, and you don't have to figure it out. That's powerful. Hopefully that inspires you. No matter what your background is, you can do this, and we're going to help you every step of the way. Next, commitment. A mentor of mine used to say, commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. Commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. So when you're brand new, when you're excited, your first week, your first 30 days with your Victory Nutrition business, you're seeing results with the product. You've got people you've introduced to the product. They're experiencing results. That's all great. But eventually you're going to have a challenging day. Okay, we all do. You're going to have disappointment. Somebody that you think can embrace the products is not. Somebody that needs them is not. Somebody that could be a superstar in building a business with you, and you're really thinking about the fun, the vision of having fun and locking arms with this individual because you care about them and you love them and you want to and really take this thing across North America and globally, and the timing's not right, and they say no, or they engage and quit. The reality is you're going to have some challenging days. That's life. We all do. That's why you want to stay plugged in. That's why you want to stay plugged in. Get filled back up from your upline success coaches. Get filled back up from our calls and our Zoom events, and get yourself back inspired. But it does take commitment. Commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. And fifth and finally, have fun. It's about progress, not perfection. So don't put pressure on yourself to be perfect out of the gate. Don't be afraid. I've made tons of mistakes on these Zoom calls well, over the last few weeks while I'm learning the platform. Some of you are experts in this, and you're like, woo, Jeff's a slow learner, and that's okay. So recognize, have fun with it. Don't take yourself too serious. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. It's all good. Nobody's shooting flaming arrows at us, I hope, that I'm aware of. And so those are the 5 ingredients to success. Take a look at them. Hold yourself accountable in a very positive way. Number 1, desire. Number 2, persistence. Number 3, be coachable. Number 4, commit to your dreams with your V&I business. And number 5, have fun. Enjoy the journey. One step at a time. It's about progress, not perfection. Don't be afraid to, John Maxwell calls it failing forward. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid if somebody asks you a question to not know the answer, and tell them, I don't know the answer, but I'm going to find out for you. Okay. You want to have fun with it. You'll attract people by having fun and not taking yourself too seriously. Our mission of health and wellness is very serious, but we're having fun while we're doing it. I always tell people that this beats working for a living. It really does. And we want you to have that same mindset. So as I segue into my introduction, I'm going to turn on the video. I'm going to ask, let's see, I'm unmuting your audio, Dave, and then I'm asking to start your video. All right, so our featured speaker for today's training is a gentleman. We're going to bounce up from Charlotte, North Carolina, where I am, up to the great state of Pennsylvania. Mr. Dave Stoltzfus, as I mentioned, is an executive director with Victory Nutrition International. Has an extraordinary track record in this industry, but he is focused on helping you and me learn the fundamentals that he's learned and that he's teaching his team with VNI. So with that, Dave, take it away, sir, and you can launch your screen share when you're ready, and I'm on standby if you need me. And folks, Dave is like me. He's not an expert in Zoom yet, so we're going to make sure we do this correctly. And Dave, take it away, sir. Thanks for being here. You can't hear you, Dave.
How about now?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. And how do I do my screen share?
Right there in the bottom middle, it says share, a big green square with an arrow.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we're looking at, I think, your files. We're looking at all your confidential files.
No, you should be seeing my PowerPoint. Are you seeing my?
You want to do a slideshow, so it fills up the whole screen there at the top of your PowerPoint. So right above, remember the P. Yeah, perfect.
Got it.
Take it away, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hear you loud and clear. Take it away, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Well, I tell you, I think I can speak for anyone who knows you, Jeff. We really appreciate you and the leadership that you bring to VNI. I've been around the block several times, and there's two things that I'm really learning very, very fast in VNI is that no company has Bill and Kim, and no company has Jeff Hooks. And I really mean that sincerely. I consider myself kind of an old timer in the network marketing business kind of thing. And I want you to know that I really appreciate you. And welcome to the VNI team out there. And we will go through kind of what I do to build this business and what I've done for years and years and years. Obviously, as I've gone along, I've tried to refine these a little bit. And just allow me to share what I call the 7 Ps. I'm a teacher by heart. And many times I have to, because of my bent to being a teacher, I have to hang content onto something. And that's how I remember it. And I don't just remember content for the sake of content. I have to somehow hang it onto something. And I challenge you to do the same thing as you go along, especially if you want to be a teacher and a trainer and pass it on to your network. Hang your content onto something so that they can remember it. And so hopefully that's what we can accomplish a few things today. So allow me to share my 7 Ps. The first one, way back when I was 16 years old, I gave my heart to the Lord. And I have since then in all my life, in the last 50, 60 years, I have learned the power of prayer. And to me, that just simply means that praying and bringing the supernatural into what we're doing. God has a much greater perspective. He has greater ideas of what I do. And many times at nighttime when I'm in bed, ideas come into my head, or when I get up first thing in the morning. And I know where these ideas come from because I prayed for them. I prayed into them. And so I really believe in the supernatural and building our VNI business. And so, you know, whatever that prayer means to you, let me just really encourage you to do that. VNI's success is our success. And so what do I pray for? I pray for VNI's success. I really do, because their success becomes our success. In the past, I have been involved already with a company where they did not have success. And guess what? I didn't either. And so V&I's success is our success, and they need our prayers. Jeff's leadership transfers into our leadership if we follow him. And so we need to pray for Jeff, that God continues to give him leadership wisdom in what he's doing on these Zooms and the calls, which I really, really appreciate. And another thing that I do is many times in the morning, I'll ask God to reveal my next prospect. I mean, it might be a person I'm just walking by, and somehow there's something inside of me that touches me and says, give this person a V&I sample, a product, because that next prospect is looking for you. I have always said that for every 10 no's that you get in this business, there is one person that's in their closet, on their knees, praying that God would send them somebody. And that somebody might be you. So really focus on that prospect before you start the day. And that next leader wants to follow you. I pray that God gives me wisdom as to who my leaders are among my reps. I pray into that. And many times God begins to show me. Now, let me just go back for a second. I heard a story which is kind of interesting. Someone was driving down the road and they noticed this beautiful farm, well kept, and the painting of the barns and the fences and everything was in order. And the person stopped and said to the farmer, said, wow, he said, God must have really blessed you with this beautiful farm. And obviously the farmer was a Christian, and he acknowledged the fact that yes, God did, but then the caveat was, but you should have seen it when he had it by himself. And so sometimes we can pray into our business and not do what our part is in joining and becoming a part of that supernatural. And that's what these other P's are all about. Second P is a product. I like when Bill says that the products, the products are liquid food in the blood, liquid food for the blood. And the operative word is food. They're not vitamins. The operative word is not vitamins, and we'll share a little bit on that as we go along. It's food for the blood. And I have always felt and believed very strongly, and I've taken some of the finest supplements on the market in the last 50 years. What I have discovered with V&I, it's not just a vitamin, it's not just extracted vitamins. It's a lifetime process, and it's not a short-term testimonial that puts someone on a high. Because the process, 6 months down the road or a year down the road, the body suddenly wants to go through a cleansing. So where did my testimonial go? Oh, I don't feel as good right now, today as I did when I first started. Well, it's going through a process, and it goes through a cycle. Our body goes through cycles. If we understand that the liquid food for the blood, that helps the body go through its cleansing process. It helps the body go through certain healing processes. It helps the body go through restoration process. And these could be cyclic. And so I love the V&I approach to the product, not just vitamins. And I really believe what Jeff was sharing is our competitive edge is not our testimonials. And I don't think we should go down that road to try to compete with other supplements just on testimonials. Our competitive edge is science. And no one in the industry, and believe me, I've been around it long enough, no one in the nutritional industry has our competitive edge of science. And all you have to do is just go into VNI.science and just read some of that stuff if you want to. Pass it on to some people that you're talking to if you want to. you begin to realize, listen to Bill, listen to those calls, listen to the calls. And I love when they talk many times more about the science than what they do the testimonials, because V&I knows that our products take our body through a process, not a short-term testimonial high, as our competition would seem to do. This is also something that I have learned. You know, in the beginning, if you just want to do the 130 PV a month, and that can really get you started, but boy, the $225 PV worth of products maximizes your personal PV requirement to benefit 10 levels into the unilevel comp plan. And not only that, if my wife and I are taking, or my friend is taking it with me, or I'm giving out some samples, you know, Ellie and I have a hard time keeping our volume down to 225 PV a month. In fact, we don't even try. We just buy the products that we know we need for that month, including the samples that we give out. And so keep that in mind as you start building and growing. That $225 PV maximizes your personal PV requirement to benefit the 10 levels into the unit level. And Jeff talked so great as to why it's so important. Plug into V&I's library of information. Plug into that. The websites, the conference calls, the Zoom webinars. I mean, these things make my job so easy in sharing these products. So it's plug into it. Sometimes I see a rep or somebody, a leader that maybe has lost some of their energy and their excitement. Well, guess what? They have they have pulled the plug on their energy source. And their energy source is V&I's library of information. It's those websites, those conference calls, those Zoom webinars. I have yet to get on a V&I conference call or website or a Zoom or conference call that I have not learned something tremendously. I mean, this morning, Jeff's 5 ingredients, incredible. I mean, those 5 things I will just meditate on and chew on and probably teach on and train on. Now, I wouldn't have learned that if I wouldn't have been on the call today. And guess what? That information translates into bonus checks. And so people say sometimes, well, I would like to increase my bonus check. Well, plug in. It's a wonderful way to increase your bonus check. And I always tell people, be like a librarian. Direct the information, even if you know the information at times. There are times when I know the information and I will tell them to go into a website. I will give them not necessarily the information, I could give it to them, but I will hand them something or tell them where to go find it. I don't know if you've ever played the game where you write something down on a piece of paper and you hand it on to the next one, then that person hands it and they read it, okay? And at the end of 10, 15, 20, 100 people that's been passed on to, guess what? They're reading the same thing. One of the things I like about V&I is their plan, and it's duplicable. And so, but if you just whisper that information, that piece of paper, to the person beside you, and ask that person to whisper the same thing to the next person, then the third person whispers the fourth. Well, by the time they get to the third or fourth person, it's not what the first person shared with the second person. That's not duplication. And I have learned over the years that this business, especially in the kind of industry that we're in, it is hand-to-hand opportunity. You hand them something. And so the librarian, if I go into a library and say, I would like to learn some things on the Civil War, well, she's not going to sit there and spend 3 hours telling me about what she knows about the Civil War. She will give me a library card, an index card, and say, you know, here's where you find this information. Now, guess what? If someone asks me about information on the Civil War, I can hand the same thing. So it's a hand-to-hand opportunity not a head-to-head opportunity. It's hand-to-hand, and learn how to do that. Learn to keep it very simple. And I'll talk some more about that as we go along. Prospect. Again, remember the P's. I am hanging my teaching and my training into my network onto the P's. Remember the P's. 3 groups of people. Prospect. You have the hot market. Well, the hot market are people that you know. And let me give you all a challenge. I've given myself this challenge recently, and I'm really excited about it. Take 30 n-sorb samples per month for 3 months. Or if you think that's too much, then take 15 n-sorb samples or prototype samples, whatever. Take 30 or 15 or maybe even 10. It's up to you. It's your business per month for 3 months. And if you do that consistently for the next 90 days, you will be almost guaranteed to be in the MAP pool, which is the monthly subscription pool. And that is the shares that V&I shares with you on a monthly basis of their international growth. In this industry, no company gives shares of company's growth to a new rep that comes into their business. None. They normally do it for the top sales leaders, where they can earn shares into the growth of the company. V&I, the wisdom of this is incredible. So your hot market are the people that you know. You start with that. You really start with that. But let me also say this, that your hot market will only last about 90 days. And so you're going to have to find another prospecting source, and that is your warm market. Now, these are your referrals. So if I have a person that I know, a friend or a family or a coworker, and they really got excited about the product, my question to them is, who do you know that would also like a sample? I don't even say, who do you know that would like to try the product? Who do you know that would like a sample? Because now they think it's a freebie that I'm giving to somebody, and it is. So those are referrals. Now the referrals, as your hot market kind of disappears a little bit, so will your warm market if you're not careful. So let's say that lasts about 6 months. So where do I go now? And if you look at the trend in this industry, after about 3 months or 6 months, a rep begins to struggle with the idea as to who they're going to talk to. Well, there's another market out there that they have to tap into, and it's called a cold market. And these are people that you don't know, your hot market don't know these people. And these could be business expos, they could just be all kinds of things where you're just setting yourself up, making yourself available in front of groups of people. And then you could be giving out literature and samples in your cards and things like that. So those are the 3 markets that people really, if you really want to grow in this business, you have to consider your hot market where you start with, and then move into your warm market, and then really seriously consider, how am I going to get to the cold market? Because the cold market is really the market that will begin to get you to the top ranks. Moving rank to executive director can pay for your prospecting costs. They have a rank maintenance bonus, and what they give out in a rank maintenance bonus all the way up to executive director amounts to $2,500. No other company does that. Amounts to $2,500. You don't have to use that all for your prospecting costs, but that's, how do I pay for my samples that I give out to my cold market, my warm market? Well, you just move from rank to rank and let V&I help you pay for that. Now, promote. And Jeff went over this so beautifully. Promote 3 things. It's the science of the products. And like I said before, no one has a science. No one has the research on a finished product. Incredible. Promote Jeff's weekly calls and Zooms. And I can tell you, I can honestly tell you, and I don't say this lightly, there is no one that I know of in the industry that not only knows their stuff as to how to build these businesses, but also knows how to get it across. And I think that's really, really important. Just weekly calls and Zooms, boy, it really makes my job easy. Your vision, promote your vision and your plan to take a few reps with you. It just takes a few of them, to take with you. Not every rep is going to follow you to the next rank or the next rank. People follow. The operative word here is articulated. People follow articulated vision and plans more than they do the money. I have learned that in this industry the hard way. Oh, look what kind of money that you could make, in the next rank and the next rank and the next rank. And something happened, they weren't going to their next rank. But guess what? When I learned how to articulate my vision and my plans, how to get there, there were enough of people who wanted to follow me, who wanted the same thing. So people follow articulated vision and plans more than they do the money. I think if your vision is not articulated, it is nothing more than wishful thinking. Plan your next rank. Now, why would you do that? I really believe, and have learned again in this industry, that the most important plan of your success is how to get to your next rank, not how to get to Crown Ambassador, not how to get to Ambassador, not how to get to Executive Director, but how do you get to your next rank? Figure that out. It's a track to run on. Your rank is a track to run on. Your rank, going for your next rank. Okay, so you're a representative. Now you should try to figure out how to become a manager. And ask your crossline, your upline. Jeff teaches on this. What do I need to do to become a manager? What's laid out? And then that's what you focus on for the next 90 days. How to get to my next rank, so that when you become a manager then, how do I become an executive manager? Well, that's the next step you should take. Don't take step number 2 before you've taken step number 1. It's a track to run on. And I teach my people that to stay on track, go for your next rank. And whatever you have to do, that means all the other P's that we're talking about. It gives you an idea how to direct and guide your reps to their next rank. So if you know how to get to manager, you will be able to teach a few of your reps who want to become a manager how to do that, because you have learned how to do that. It educates you on the comp plan. The mistake that some people make, and I think the mistake that I have made so many years, is I tried to eat the whole elephant in one bite. And I'm talking about the elephant being the comp plan. And so, but step by step, rank by rank, it educates you on the comp plan. You want to graduate from high school. You don't try to figure out what your classes have to be in the 12th grade. You just try to figure out what your classes have to be and what you need to learn to go into your next grade. And so if you move from one rank to the next, it's so simple. This comp plan is so easy to follow if you don't try to eat it in one bite, or eat that elephant in one bite. It educates you on the comp plan as you go along. And it increases your monthly income, which is something that I think we all want. It's also motivational for your network. They see you growing in the ranks, many times it's motivational for them. We'll wrap this up. Partner, the 7th P. Partner with those who want to reach their next rank. Now, the rest of the network, I support. I support them in whatever, with my cell phone, with my website, with my emails, and I do that weekly, and I support them. But I partner with those few, it takes a few, who want to reach their next rank. Like I said before, not everyone will want to do that. I partner with those. These are the people I partner with who work the P's. You see, I don't come alongside of them and say, I will help you. No, I will support you. Those are the two words that can really, if you learn how to support instead of just help you, because I found out that if you use the word help too much, then they will let you do all the work. Oh, you said you'd help me, then give me some leads. You said you'd help me. No, I will support you. Okay, that's what this business is all about. I partner with those who have a positive attitude in life. I have a hard time hanging around with people who have a negative bent on life. And one of the things that I enjoy about this industry in this business is those few people that continue to grow with me in B&I, they become my closest friends, and I enjoy hanging out with them. I partner with those who are committed to B&I. Don't tell me that you're doing 2 or 3 network marketing businesses. I can't support you in that. I won't support you in that. Who are committed to V&I and sharing V&I and growing with it, who want to partner with me. See, that's another thing that I do. If they don't want to partner with me, that's okay. I have no problem with that. I don't control, I'm not that controlling. 2 definitions of network marketing. Market to the network of people you know. That's how you get started. Then there's another level of network marketing. That's when you create networks who market to the people they know. Both of them are network marketing. And the second one is leadership. And boy, that's, that goes beyond this call. And, but Jeff is extremely qualified to lead us into the leadership of our organizations. Now, add your own piece. Add your own piece. Keep them simple. Duplication by design. Duplication not by default. Sometimes people say, oh, if I sponsor 2 and they'll sponsor 2 and they'll sponsor, it doesn't work that way. You have to create duplication by design. The question always is, do you want to help 5 people or 5,000 people? The question always is, do you want to help 5 people or 5 people or 5,000 people? The 5 people you can do when you're networking among your friends. The 5,000 is when you network through networks, when you're creating networks. Now, what I like about this system, the P's are the same. The P's are the same, whether you want to help 5 or 5,000. Doesn't matter, the P's are the same. All that is different is your vision, your commitment, and the size of your bonus check. I'll put it back over to you, Jeff.
Dave, I got to tell you, my friend, that was masterful. I am candidly, I know you're a leader. The depth of that blew me away. I'm not going to try to hold back. That was beautiful. Folks, Dave, thank you for your leadership. I'm actually almost a little bit emotional. That was powerful. I mean, it really.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. And Jeff, thank you for believing in us. Thank you.
Well, I do. And boy, you just showed some capacity that was beyond my most optimistic expectations. So I'm very grateful. And actually a little bit emotional. That was, folks, there was such wisdom in thank you, sir. There was such wisdom, and I'm going to keep you on the screen while we close if you want, or you can, mute your video if you like, Dave. But I tell you what, and you don't need to stop your screen share. What was amazing, folks, is our commitment as a leadership team. Our commitment as a leadership team is, well, we actually probably better stop your screen share because now I'm seeing your
okay.
Yeah. So if you see at the top, there's a red button, the very top of your screen that says stop screen share.
Yep.
Yeah, just click that. Thank you. So that's perfect. Perfect. So folks, one of the things we're committed to, this includes Dave, includes Dwight Halstead, includes Etta Gita Bender, includes Lisa Turner, includes Judy Barrett, includes Gene and Esther up in Canada, includes Ken Nasmith and his leadership team, Michael Saletti. I don't want to leave anybody out. That's all off the top of my head. Our leadership team, one of the things we're committed to in these quick start training calls is teaching the team and learning from each other, all of us learning from each other, absolutely myself included, is we want to focus on fundamentals. One of the things that I've learned in this business is top leaders consistent with Dave's definition and coaching on what leadership is, top leaders become top income earners. It's just a byproduct of doing the right things. And they don't do extraordinary things. They do the basics extraordinarily well. So you're going to see fundamentals taught in every one of these quick start trainings and every training that we have. And you're also going to see leadership. And Dave's presentation, Dave's training today to us had both in depth. And so I know every single person that's watching this live, and we've got a great turnout, biggest Saturday event yet. I know we've got our replay numbers, replays during the day and the week following a live event are hitting all-time highs. So I know every single person, whether you're brand new or one of our top income earners, you were nourished by Dave's coaching and the wisdom that he shared. And we're going to always, every one of us is, John Wooden, one of my favorite non-biblical quotes, and John Wooden was an amazing man of faith. If you want to study leadership, read any of his books. But he used to say, it's what we learn after we know it all that counts. And that's what we want to commit to as a leadership team is whether we're brand new or whether we're, a crown, or whether we're the president of the company. We're all a team. And we want to learn and grow and improve and support each other in that journey and enjoy the journey. And Dave, that was, again, a masterful training. What I want to close with is real quick, and this fits in a perfect close to the amazing coaching and wisdom that Dave shared with all of us. And I call this, think about this as you're expanding your network per Dave's coaching, hot market, warm market, cold market. We're going to do further teaching. We're going to have Dave do some further teaching on how to expand your warm market, how to turn your cold market into warm market. And there's very intentional ways to do that. And we're going to teach you how to do that. Here's what's amazing. Leaders grow. And if you'll think about it, as we grow, as you and I grow, as we grow as a team, as we grow individually, our influence increases. All right, think about this. As our influence increases, our credibility increases with people that we know and people that we come across. And it's a humble exercise. It's not a postured exercise. It's humble. It's influence. It's that single mom speaking encouragement into their children's lives. It's influence. It's not posture. It comes from the heart. Again, we're all about missionaries, not mercenaries with Victory Nutrition International. And Dave's leadership is an absolute perfect example of that. So think about this. I call these the influence habits. Okay, it's 4 simple tips. This is leadership. We'll close with this. You can call them credibility habits if you want. I call them influence habits. These are 4 little simple things that are easy to do, but also easy not to do. And if we implement every one of them, if every one of us, if we implement these and focus on these, our influence is going to grow. And we'll be able to attract and connect and share V&I with sharp people. We'll get out of our comfort zone more comfortably and get comfortable with getting out of our comfort zone, if that makes sense. But here they are, the 4 influence habits that every one of us can implement. Number 1, be on time. Be on time. Be on time shows respect for other people. It shows respect for the people that you're meeting with, the people that you're talking to. And folks, I will tell you right now, in the spirit of partnership, I have trouble with this. I overbook myself, and I have calls run over. I have meetings run over. This is something I work on every single day, and I'm getting better. But there's it's about progress, not perfection. But I've got a lot of room for improvement. Be on time. Number 1. Number 2, do what you say. Do what you say. It sounds simple. Things that are easy to do are easy not to do. But when you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to call somebody, call them. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. If you say you're going to follow up and forward a video on brain reward, do it. If you say you're going to be on the Zoom event Thursday night, and then have a call with one of your guests afterwards to answer questions, then do it. Be there. If you schedule a meeting, be there. Unless it's we all have. If a challenge comes up that's unforeseen, then communicate proactively as best you can. But number 1, be on time. Number 2, do what you say. Number 3, finish what you start. The world is full of starters. And there have been more than one time in my life when I've been in that bucket. And it's a group I don't really want to be known as a part of, with all due respect. Be a finisher. Under promise, over deliver. Finish what you start. And that includes your Victory Nutrition business. You've got a vision. That's why you've invested time into learning and growing today with us. You've got, there's a mission, there's a vision, and that's going to shape as we learn from each other, where your vision likely is going to expand. But you do need to have a vision. What is your vision? The good book says, without a vision, people perish. The people perish. And so what is your vision for your V&I business? And make sure you tie that vision to a commitment of finishing what you start. And then fourth and finally, say please and thank you. I will tell you, folks, it's amazing. This is, I don't mean to be preachy here, but as a culture, as a society, I hear please and thank you a lot less now than I did 10 years ago. And nothing bothers me more than some of our younger adults when I'm spending my hard-earned money at a restaurant, as a service business of some sort, and I say thank you, and they say no problem. Of course it's not a problem. I'm the customer. Why would it be a problem? How about you're welcome? That's all. Or what Chick-fil-A says, my pleasure. They're taught to say you say thank you, they say my pleasure. That's awesome. I love that. And so those are the influence habits. Be on time, do what you say, finish what you start, and say please and thank you. And folks, if those are simple, but if we'll work on those, if you're inspired to, if you just work on those, try to get a little bit better over a matter of days, weeks, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Your influence is going to go up with the people that you know. And it's not because of what you say, it's because of your actions. And those things will help. So folks, on behalf of Dave and the entire V&I family, have a blessed weekend, folks. Let's finish September strong. We are passionate about this mission of being beacons of health, hope, and abundance to a world that needs it. And build towards Thursday's Zoom event. How many guests are you going to have at the Thursday Zoom event? A bigger question is, if you look between now and next Saturday's Quick Start event, how many new people are you going to share V&I with? How many new people are you going to share the products? Invite somebody to taste the product. Invite, hand out a sample. Follow Dave's leadership on his sample program with the n-sorb and these, I call them the Beacon of Light booklets, but get with your upline success coach, put an action plan together and put this amazing company and product and brand in front of some new people over the upcoming week. And let's finish September strong. And folks, stay tuned for an announcement again the end of this week that you're going to be very, very pleased with in terms of some of the progress that companies, the marketing team, customer care has been involved, our programming. We've got our own programmers and developers. They're working on some enhancements to your website and a couple other exciting things that also tie into compensation that you're going to be very, very excited about, that will help all of us finish September strong as well. So Dave, thank you, sir. And thanks to all of you. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend. And we'll talk soon. God bless. Bye-bye.